Hi everyone, welcome to the visual arts community for teachers just like you, elementary art teachers. I'm Sarah Rising, monitor for the elementary visual arts community. For this webinar series, we're going to go beyond the lesson plan and talk about things that get us through the summer. In this webinar, I'm going to talk to you guys about some things you can do to get a jump on your summertime for both personal and professional reasons. Don't forget to subscribe and post your discussion comments. Remember, when you subscribe, you'll be notified of others' comments so we can all join in and collaborate. Are you ready? Here we go. So I'm coming to you from outside today, and I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about summer break plans. We all know that we're given that title of having the whole summer off, but realistically, for most of us, it's June and July. So I just want to make sure to remind you to let's get some sunshine, but also take just a little bit of time so that we can simplify our re-entry in the fall. Now, I'm not advocating that we spend our whole summer working on school, but I'm just going to give you a few tips that you can maybe pick from one or two of to give you a smoother re-entry this year. We're going to talk about mini reflections, planning ahead, supplies, and making art for yourself. In terms of mini art reflections, before you start your summer, can I suggest, while things are still fresh, think about how things worked in your classroom this year. Spend just 30 minutes, no more, just 30 minutes, noting your thoughts, and then tuck those away for the summer. That way, when you come back in July, you'll have a plan ready to go, and you'll remember some of the things maybe you wanted to forget. Think about some things like your floor plan and your classroom layout. How did your classroom management program work? How about student artwork organization? Could there be some improvement there? And then also maybe take a look at your art material storage. How are you storing those supplies for maximum efficiency? Again, no more than 30 minutes. Think about it, jot down your thoughts. And then when you pick up again in July or August, if you're lucky, you'll be ready to go. Plan ahead for next school year. I took these suggestions right from a website that I've noted below. And 4 of the suggestions this art teacher made were absolutely sensible to me, so I thought I'd share them with you. So taking an inventory of what supplies you have on hand and that you'll need for the next school year. Every district's different on how we purchase and submit our supply lists. So knowing what you have on hand will help you get a smooth start to the year. One of the reasons I say this is because lately I've been starting the first class and jumping right into an art lesson. I'd always been kind of hesitant to do it with my schedule, but I've been reading a lot of posts from other teachers. So instead of spending the day doing a getting to know you, which the kids have already done in classes, I just jump right into a lesson plan. Another thing that you can do is start working on bulletin boards for the following year, and I'll share those ideas with you in a minute. Go through your room and see if things aren't working ergonomically. Do this at the end of the year, and you'll have a much smoother beginning to the school year next year. Don't forget to sort your examples and samples and make sure everything is where it belongs. And make sure that you don't have 20 copies of the same project. I know it's hard to throw stuff away, and I really struggle with that as well, but you know, we got to do it. Here I've got some links for bulletin boards, so this can serve as inspiration for you guys. I've got 2, this one here, Glitter Meets Glue, and Art Class Bulletin Board ideas are art class specific. This one here has different ideas for all curriculums, but you can also piece things together to make them work for your art room. Lots of times we're asked to do bulletin boards throughout the school, so this is also a nice resource when we have to do those things as well. As far as your art supplies, I am one of those people that like to keep a notebook. I like to have everything in writing. I've also included an idea for those of you that like to go digital and maintain your supplies in a digital format. And also I've included some reading material for you on best practices for storing your art supplies. Came across this recently, and this is going to be one of my go-tos for this year. I thought you guys might enjoy it as well. Art supplies in the classroom can be expensive, and we are all living on tiny budgets, it seems, these days. So my suggestion is always be asking around to see who's not using what. Classroom teachers are a great resource. They sometimes have leftover materials from the classroom year. A lot of times I'll get glue sticks and pencils. I don't think I've bought pencils in 5 years, thanks to the generosity of my classroom teachers. So don't be afraid to reach out and ask for supplies, but be careful that you don't become a junk collection site. It's okay to say no thank you. As far as parents go, get the word out. Summertime seems to be a time when families clean out. Use your class page, parent emails, and social media to specify what donations you can use in your classroom. And always be sure to check with your admin regarding school policy on donations. And still remember to be selective and specific. Also, it's not a bad idea to spend a little bit of your summer checking out funding and grants. It's a great source for supplying your art program, funding your art program. Schools receive our funds from programs from school districts, PTA, PTOs, grants, foundations, local and national businesses. So speak with your administrator to identify how your school's budget will be supported, and use the summer to search out funding. Always read the fine print when you're looking at grants and check with your admin before submitting applications. I've included 2 here. This one is from Godot. It's the START grant, but please read those. It's very specific on which schools qualify. And then the Georgia Council for the Arts, there's also a link on here. And again, I'll include the presentation so the links will be live when you go to use them. And of course, there's lots of resources out there on the internet. So take a little time this summer and research what grant opportunities are out there. You'd be surprised how quickly that process can go. Don't forget to play with your art supplies this summer. As we all know, summers were supposed to be all about resetting and refreshing. Bring our summers back. Play with new materials and discover your creative vibe. I found an article. It's titled 11 Innovative Art Supplies to Add to Your Studio Collection. I found that lots of the supplies in here are a little expensive for the art room if we have to buy it in bulk, but it would be fun for us to use them. And then maybe if you're clever, you can create ways to create those things in your art room on a budget. A couple more great reads and views for us. Art Room Systems, 10 Things to Prep for Summer Break, and the top 20 art supplies for the elementary art room. Again, I'm not advocating that we spend the whole summer working, but one summer I took the whole summer off and decided not to do a thing. And for me, it was really hard coming back and getting back in the groove of things. So I like to do things in little chunks and pieces, maybe on a rainy day, use it as time to catch up. So I've included 2 articles here that might help you in your progress. And things that you can do for yourself for free. Create, reinvigorate, and collaborate. I've included 3 links to each of one link to each of those topics: free best art online art classes, free teacher workshops, and this gal on YouTube, this specific topic was talking about collaborating with other art teachers. She's a first-year teacher, and for those of you watching, I know we've got a mix of first-year teachers and veteran teachers and everyone in between. But I found that she's got some great advice, and it's one of the things I think we don't do often enough is the collaboration portion of the program. So hopefully that will help you guys out. And take time for your art. I've included an article to inspire your summertime artistic adventures, whether you're selling your art on the side or working on how to get back into your art again. These resources are great for getting you back into art if you've kind of fallen out of it again. I did mention in a previous webinar that I think one of the benefits that has come out of this COVID and the isolation is that lots of artists are now sharing all the ways that we can make art with each other, and tips and things that we can watch on social media and on the internet. So use those resources to your benefits. Well, that's all I've got for you guys. And I just want to say to everyone, have a great summer. And for our discussion in this one, we're going to just share what your summer plans are. It's always a fun time to hear what everyone's doing. And I will see you on the next webinar. Bye, guys.